Hello, welcome back to my channel. Just in case you're new here, my name is Kay and I make videos about happy planning, no, that's not right. Happy planner planning and budget planning. And today I am super duper excited because, drum roll, I am going to share with you my 2025 setup and my happy planner. Before I do that, a couple of things that I just want to preface that with. The first thing is one of my goals this year is not to buy all the planner things. I tend to, when I get into something, I tend to easily overspend there. And so that's just one of my goals this year, that I'm not going to do that. So I have a very simple happy planner setup this year, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I purchased. So I did purchase a new happy planner. I purchased it, I believe, several months ago when I got it for a ridiculous price. I generally tend to get these at Michael's when I get rewards, and I use rewards for planner things. So yeah, I got the happy planner, and then I did order this cover from an Etsy shop to have my name on it, and then I did get new discs for it. I learned my lesson this year that the regular size discs aren't sufficient for me. So I just moved into larger discs right away. And then I bought some dividers, which I'll share with you here. Okay, this is so exciting. Okay, so my first section is word of the year. And I've shared in another video that my word of the year is purpose. I really want to have focus and be clear about my purpose this year in the things that I'm pursuing. And then my motto is little by little, a little becomes a lot. And that's been a very helpful model. Oh my gosh. If you've seen one of my videos before, you know I make these videos very early in the morning before any human being should probably be awake. And I'm very reliant on this little cup of coffee. So I'm going to take a drink. Cheers, so I can get a better command of the language. And hopefully won't keep on saying things in a way that ends up frustrating us all. Okay, a very helpful motto that I've been using for the last 3 or so months. Okay, so the windows that you're seeing here, I've shared before, I'm a former couples therapist working with love and intimacy. And windows and doors was a really important exercise that I used to give some of the individuals that I would work with. So I have set up a windows and doors happy planner page for myself to start off the year. And this is going under the word of the year because I'm going to do some journaling here before the year even starts. So there's many ways you can use windows and doors to do some self-exploration or self-awareness exercise. I've chosen some very specific ones here that I want to look at. The first one is use a window. Sometimes doors don't open to us and we have to look for the windows. We have to look for the smaller cracks where we can get in. So, and sometimes that's also about a goal is too large, a vision is not clear, you need to break it down into smaller steps. So that's kind of what this exercise is about. So for me, I may use a window with something like my nourishment, how I nourish my body. I can't get it together. No matter how hard I try, I just can't get it together. So, the door is not successful for me. So I'm going to look for a window. I'm going to look for these smaller chunks of things I might be able to focus on in the year that will end up helping me get to that bigger goal. So that's called use a window exercise. This one for this next window is longing and hope. And that is sometimes when, we reflect on our our goals and things that we're in pursuit of, we don't share those secret desires and secret hopes that we hold deep within. So I really kind of want to dive deep here and what am I keeping a secret? What am I holding on to that I secretly long for or hope for that I've never dared to look at? So that's going to be a challenging one. Then I have a couple of door exercises here. The first door is boundary work. Where do I need to keep boundaries that are repair boundaries that perhaps have been porous, or maybe they're too rigid, or maybe they don't exist at all. So I'm going to do a little journaling exercise here of some boundary work that I'd like to do in 2025. And this last door here is about transitions and new beginnings, opening up new doors for myself. What do I need to transition through? What's going to be a new beginning that I foresee in 2025? So just a couple of journaling areas that I've set up to start the new year with. The next section, sorry, is passwords, and I'm just going to skip that section, of course, and move into health. So this is my weight loss chart for 2024 that I've been keeping. I did move it over into my 2025 Happy Planner because I just want to keep them together. It's all part of my journey, right? So my goal was to lose total 172.6 pounds, and I'm almost at a 100-pound loss right now. I just put for 2025, I just laid out 180. I don't have a goal of losing, another 80 pounds this year, but just in case, I laid it out. One never knows, right? And a saying that has really helped me kind of work through some of the obstacles that I face is, quite often I tell myself, you're too old, it's too late to start that. And I just have to remind myself, it's never too late. I'm 56 now. Even if I were 76, 86, 96, it's never too late to do something you want to do or to pursue something you want to pursue. And then a note to take care of myself, which, as I've shared, I struggle with. Okay, my next section is my book club section. And I just made one dashboard. I'll make more as I, read through the year. I like to take pictures of my books and just lay them out. So that's what I intend on doing here. So that's all set up for my first books for the new year. This next section is a really fun section that I'm excited about, and it's my 25 and 2025. And what I did was I chose 25 acts that I want to do 25 times in 2025. And I will just take a minute. You can fast forward if it's not interesting to you, but I would like to read them because maybe somebody else is interested in doing this and you just need some fodder for thought, of like, well, what would I put? So what I chose to do 25 times in 2025 is have a whatever day, plan intentional romance, garden, do a face mask, a hair mask, pounds lost, book read, and a de-stress moment. What that is for me is sometimes I notice I'm just really having a stressful moment most of the time, in my professional realm. And I want to practice when I'm experiencing that, setting it aside for a minute and just giving myself permission to sit for a couple of minutes to de-stress. Pick flowers, take a walk with hubby, do some journaling, have a date night, try a new recipe, take more photos, visit a new place, do an act of kindness, write a just because note, do some deep breathing, listen to music, have a no spend day, have a no junk food day, have a day where I'm focusing on my hydration, declutter, movie and popcorn, and play a game. And to keep track of that, I've just made up these tracking pages and just laid each one out 25 times. I have these little dot markers that I love. So I'm just going to come in and put dots as I do each one, and I can track them. And you'll see again in my Happy Planner, there aren't a lot of stickers. I feel myself just gravitating away from that. I'm not a great artist by any means, but I do enjoy just doodling and coloring things, and it's just one way that I express my creativity. So that's the 25 acts, 25 times. There they are. The next section is the big picture. And for me, I chose 4 domains for my big picture. And again, one of my goals this year is just to be hyper-focused on goals. So I don't want to overwhelm myself. I know feeling overwhelmed is a real big trigger for me to just shut down, and I'm trying to avoid that. So you can see here I've limited how many goals I can establish for the year, and I'll add more as it's a good fit as I move through the year. But what I'm starting off with under health is I want to lose in 2025 50 pounds. That's my goal. I want to increase movement. I work, anywhere between, goodness, 10 to 14-hour days, 5 days a week. And on top of that, I am commuting for 3 or 4 hours a day. So I have very long days, and a lot of it is just sitting in the car, sitting in a chair in meetings. So I need to do something that's going to increase my movement. I want to monitor my blood pressure. Thank goodness, so far my blood pressure has been good, but I know with all the stress and everything that could change for me pretty quickly. So I just want to, do some monitoring, maybe a couple times a month, nothing big. I want to definitely increase my skincare. If y'all saw how I took care of my skin, you'd probably be shocked. I'm still the soap to the face type of girl, and I want to change that. I want to do a lot more moisturizing and masks and things like that. If you have any good masks that you know about, please leave it in the comment for me, because I struggle with things like that. I don't know a lot about beauty and makeup and that kind of stuff. So if you have any recommendations, please do send them my way. I want to develop a bedtime routine that's really soothing for me. I have yet to figure that out. Again, if you have any recommendations, put it in the comments for me, please. And of course, I want to stay focused on nutrition, nourishment. So I'm going to be all about nourishing my soul, nourishing my body, nourishing my relationships. My next domain was home, and I've just got some housekeeping items here. My greenhouse roof has a tear in it, so I would like to get that fixed before the winter rains come. I need to, after Christmas, organize all of my Christmas boxes. We have 2 issues here in the new house build that need to be repaired. They're from the build, and one of our sinks isn't sitting nicely in its place, and our kitchen drawer has been broken since we've moved in, so that needs to be fixed. I have a laundry shelf. Well, it's more like a rack, and if you saw it, you'd be probably horrified, and you'd say, Kay, how do you find anything? And I'd say, I don't know, it's like a miracle every time I do, which brings me joy for some weird reason. And I feel so lucky when I find something on my laundry rack and unpack and put away my china. My next 2 domains were the financial and the me domain. For financial, I've shared more of this in my 2025 budget planner setup, but I'm just logging them here as well. I want to build my emergency fund. I want to start my 1 month ahead. I want to have very focused cash binders. I want to pay down my debt. I want to file my personal and nonprofit taxes on time. And I want to finish in my financial planner writing out my financial goals. And for me, so far I've just developed 2 that I would really like to do. This is more of the creative realm, that soul nourishment realm. And I would like to learn how to make greeting cards. Like, I don't know how to make birthday cards and get well cards, and I'd like to get into that. And then I'd also like to learn how to make candles. So those are 2 things that I've identified. Okay, and this is a sticker that I love with a saying that I love, so I put it here, and that is, once again, you're never too old to wish upon a star. I'm a big believer. Okay, the next section is my currently pages, and you'll see that's empty. Right now in my 2024 Happy Planner, I put each month's currently at the back of the month. I do love doing a monthly currently page, and one of my biggest regrets from 2024 is quite often I would do that page on the back of a monthly page. I just presume that's where I want to keep it. And now if I wanted to put them all together so I could see all the currentlies together, I would lose monthly pages. I would take them out of order. So this year I'm going to right away, this is going to be my currently section for my currently monthly pages. And my next section is and I think my last section is my memory keeping section. Here I made a 2025 memory quilt, and there are, I believe, exactly 24 boxes on the memory quilt. So each month, what I'm going to kind of do, either as it occurs or at the end of the month, just write in 2 boxes, really important things that happen, things I want to remember about the month. It might be a word, it might be a phrase. It's not going to be journaling. It's just going to be something really short and brief, just so I can look at the end of the year. I can look out across the year and just remember these things. So this is a memory quilt. And then the next page that I did in memory keeping is there and back again. And I'm going to come in on January 1st and just kind of identify, answer each one of these prompts. And then I'm going to do it again at the end of the year. The prompts that I made for myself are 1 month ahead. Where am I, on that? And the next prompt is, and that's a big financial goal for me, by the way, in 2025. I want to keep it on my dashboard. It just feels safer to me to know that I've got 1 month of expenses put aside outside of my emergency fund. So that's a big one. I want to look at a problem. Where am I at January 1st? What's a problem that I'm looking at, and what's a challenge that I'm trying to overcome? I want to identify a big accomplishment that I've achieved at the beginning of the year. Eating a lot. Some of these are silly, guys, and specific to me. I want to look at that. What am I eating a lot of? And I know what it's going to sound like January 1st. It's going to sound like candy. And I will hopefully at the end of the year, I'm not going to see this candy repeat itself. I don't want to be eating a lot of candy. A fear, a hope, a secret desire, a book that I've read, something I'm looking forward to, something I want to change, and if I could, something that if I could, I would do this. And what am I loving? So those are the prompts that I made myself for there and back again. Just a reflective, progress kind of dashboard. And then that's it. Then I'm in my monthlies, which, oh my gosh, look, they're completely blank. Does anybody else, get so excited about that? For me, it feels like the first day of school. When I was in school myself, I loved the first day of class. Loved it. And when I was a teacher for so many years, I still loved it just as much. I would be just as excited as the students would be. So it's a great memory for me, but it feels like that fresh planner page feels exactly like that memory. Well, that is my 2025 Happy Planner setup. Let's see how it goes, right? I'm excited. I hope that you're excited for the new year. As I've just shared, I love fresh, new beginnings, new pages, and something really, really great about new pages is you can make the choice to start a new page at any time. You don't have to do it January 1st. You don't have to do it at any specific moment in time. You can make that choice at any moment. There's an old saying that I used to speak about a lot about change. And that is that people always say, it takes a long time to change. And sometimes I when I think about that, what comes up for me is making the decision to change is what takes so long. The actual change happens in a moment. Because you see, once we decide I'm going to change that, when I knew that I didn't want to be in debt anymore, when I knew that I was burned out and needed to start increasing self-care, that choice for change happened in an instant for me. It's what led up to it that took so long. And coming after that is what will take time, because we have to take little steps. We just don't take these, we just don't, all of a sudden I decide I want to be out of debt and the next day I'm out of debt. That's not life, right? But the actual change, it occurs in an instant. And something I used to share with my clients that really struggled with change, or seeing themselves as somebody different, is I used to give them this saying, and I use it with myself all the time, and that is, when I fall back into bad habits, I'm going to really use this strategy with my food this year. When I start to fall back into bad habits, a former version of myself, let's say if I were, for example, to just totally blow it with my budget and get out one of those credit cards, blow off its dust and say, I'm having big Christmas this year, and charge $5,000. And you guys all know, if you like to use credit cards and you struggle with credit cards like I did, that just starts a snowball, you know, like, well, now that's it. I've used it, so let me just use it again. Here's the strategy. Try to intervene with the behavior and remind yourself, I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. It can be as simple as that. I don't do that anymore. What's so hard is about the intervention, right? But once we tell ourselves, our mind, I'm not that person anymore, and we let that go, we can step into the new again. But it's the intervention that's so hard, right? It's being mindful in the moment. I know for me, that's what it is about nourishment, because when I'm super stressed or I'm exhausted, I seek all the comfort foods, and intervening in that moment when I'm super stressed or super emotional is, gosh, it feels impossible to me. That's my reality. It feels like I'm disassociating from things at that point, and it's really mindless. It's not a mindful act for me. So I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to be kind to myself, and I'm going to realize I've changed. I'm not the person that wants to do that anymore. I am a new person that wants to have healthy behaviors. So I'm just going to keep reminding myself that I'm changing that. Anyway, I don't know if that's helpful to any of you, but that's just a strategy I'm going to be using in 2025. And my goodness, if you've watched this whole thing and you're still here, thank you. I love you. You all are amazing. Good luck on your planner setup, and please do share with me if you have a video out on your planner setup. I've been trying to see and watch and get all ideas, and I'll continue to develop out my own planner. So please do let me know in the comments. And again, don't forget about those beauty tips. If you have any, leave them in the comments, or just any tips at all. I'm always open to learning from other people. And I love hearing about what you do and what works for you. Love all of that. Okay, my next video is going to be about budgeting because, guys, I'm late. I'm late for my November number 2 budget, and I need to get that set up this weekend. So that will be my next video this weekend. Until the next time we speak, I hope that you are well. I hope that you are healthy, and may you be blessed.